Possibly one of the good days, you might find dogs be angry and fighting to be called a dog. Yes, you might find times snakes will also be up in arms to be called a snake, because that identity they want. Hello my friends, countrymen, yes, colleagues, wherever you are. I prepared this talk to just ignite our thinking. Our thinking on the issue of lost identity. Lost identity. Therefore, most of us, we might be battling with the identity. Of course, the identity, I'm not talking about your ID number. Identity, I'm talking about who are you? And the who are you is talking to you how you are, how I am. Historically, we know that things have been different. And when things have been different, they were defined by that difference to be their identity. And this includes humans. Historically, our different, the way we are, and the way we are able to look at you, look at me, look at things, we were able to define, to say what is that. For example, we are still able to say this is a dog. Therefore, a dog is still having an identity called a dog. We also have an identity to say this is a car, this is a lion, this is an elephant. Yes, we used to have an identity, clear identity to say this is a man, this is a woman. And you could call that through that identity. But with time, it seems things are changing. And when things are changing, it seems those identity are no longer the items to identify what we are able to look at. We are fully aware that some men or male figure and some women, female figure, no longer want to be associated with this historic identity. And I want to pose to us, as we are intelligent, as we are people who are able to think, as we are people who are able to analyze, as we are people who are able to do comparison, as we are people who are able to attach rights to many things, to say what is happening with the identity, because it seems there's identity lost. Possibly one of the good days, you might find dogs be angry and fighting to be called a dog. Yes, you might find times snakes will also be up in arms to be called a snake, because that identity they want possibly also to change. And even owls, the night bird, it might also standing up on that identity. But we don't know yet whether that is what is going to happen. We all know that this world has stood up against patriarchy. Stood up against patriarchy. Patriarchy is when everything is led by mostly men, kingship, it's only men, and so on. The leader is only men. We have fought against that patriarchy. Of course, we also fought against hierarchy. Many of us had serious concern with hierarchy. Therefore, hierarchy is that there's going to be the head, the neck, the hands, the toe, the tail. We have fought against that. Now, I am not fully sure whether that is part of what is making us to lose identity. I'm not sure. You can help me when we are all exploring this question, the lost identity. I'm not sure what will happen if my body parts will start to be fighting against each other. To say, don't call me a nose. Don't call me a mouth. I've changed. I'm no longer called a mouth. Don't call me ears. No, don't call me eyes. Therefore, that's the identity I want us to think about. Don't call me legs. No, I'm not called stomach. You have been undermining for too long. And possibly my fingers also might start to fight to say, no. Thumb, small, whatever, middle finger. Why are you calling me through those identity? Is that the process where identity is lost? Or are things changing to change everything? I don't know. But this is a puzzle which, when I look at things as part of being one of you, of the thinkers, how we look at things, how we look at the world, things are changing. At times, when you are working, and even at workplaces, when you find men talking about women, you might think that these men, they are not married. These men are not engaged. These men are not in love with a woman. Because the way we criticize women, we make it like we don't need women. And I wonder whether this is part of the lost identity. If you move and you go to where women are always also meeting, you will find the way they speak about men, I'm talking female, talking about male, you might even think that these women, they will not make children with these men. And even you'll hear in certain quarters and so on, people saying men are trash because of the behavior which other men have portrayed. And you will find that it seems it's all men who are doing that. And then the way women will be speaking against this man, you will think that they will not have children with this man. They will not be in love with this man because this is how they look at them. Therefore, where men are, they are speaking bad about women. Where women are, they are speaking bad about men. Is this the challenge of the lost identity? I don't know. Possibly we need to find out whether truly as men are called trashes. I don't know what mostly men call women as they are. But we need to look at what is happening with the identity of each other. What is happening with the way we look at each other? What went wrong with the identity? What went wrong? And this is a puzzle which either you, one of the good days, find me, let's meet, let's talk about these things. How do we correct the lost identity? Of course, one at some time think about this issue of marriage of man and woman might have been the cause. This marriage of man, male and female, might have been the cause. Are we finding that marriage is the cause of this identity challenge? But if it is so, the challenge is that I still find people getting into relationship, which they call it either partnership or marriage, no matter what gender is. If that is the challenge of identity, the lost identity, I believe that the partnership issues might be not really necessarily the identity issue, which is a problem. I do believe this is the problem of human relations. We are unable to relate well. Our relationship is being challenged as people. The relationship of men, the relationship of women, the relationship with children are being challenged. And we should know that in these relationship elements and the identity element, there are two things which are in play. It is time and change. Time comes to things, and time is not the same every time. Change come and affect us in our identity, in our setup where we are sitting. And we know that time and change are constant and are very progressive. But why should such affect identity? The identity of things and the identity of humans. Why? I want us to look at what should we take forward as we are worried about the identity. What should we do with the lost identity of our children, of whom we used to call women, whom we used to call men? Are they still having the right identity? In this challenge of identity, I want us to fully understand that men, women, and children, and people with disability should accept that both of us, we coexist with each other. We need to live with each other. Men, women, children, and people with disability. We might have hurt each other too much in the past that the identity is affected. And we need to find ways, how do we mend it? How do we mend this lost identity? How do we mend that really the issue is not an identity? The issue is how we relate to each other. Whether you are a man, whether you're a woman, whether you're a child, whether you're a person with disability, how do we relate to each other? We should not even forget that we need a new generation which will take life forward. And therefore, if we require a new generation which will take life forward, and that generation needs to do procreation, it should be by the design of man and a woman. Unless we want to wipe away the true human species. If we want to wipe away the true human species, we might follow other means and ways. But procreation, it's fully dependent on the true man and a woman, male and a female. And how do we take it forward? Because the issue maybe of lost identity, it's how we treated each other, and therefore we ended up losing the true identity. All the changes which can come cannot fully change the identity. Human beings need to respect each other. Human beings need to respect each other. And we do that in all different race, gender, and tribes. We should do that. You don't respect me because I'm black like you are black. Don't respect me because you are respecting white because it's white. You don't respect woman because you're a woman. You respect no matter what. You don't respect a person because of the race and the gender which they are. You respect them because they are humans. Now, if we move into that and we love each other into that, no matter what race we are, because we are part of, all of us, we are part of the ecosystem. We need to live with each other. And therefore, the issue of an identity will not be much of an issue. Yes, one of the things which we need to do in this lost identity is that human rights are women's rights, not by extension. Human rights are women's rights, not by an extension, but by entitlement of being a human. Now, if in that space we start to do that, and we love and we respect each other, I do believe this lost identity possibly should be restored. I have seen many men who might also have lost their identity. Their identity of being respected and loved, either because they are no longer working, they've been fired, or whatever had happened, they've been retrenched. No. Human beings are human beings. We are part of the ecosystem. But also as men or male, we should learn that the issue is not about us. It's about the system. Therefore, sometimes when people are fighting the system, they even destroy things which were supposed to be working. I've seen people when they want their rights and so on, they were burning libraries, they were burning clinics, they were burning tires on tarred roads. But later, when everything has been finished, everything needs to be restored. They will need a clinic, they will need a tar road, they will need a school, they will need a library. Now what do you do? Because we have destroyed each other. We have destroyed the true identity. We need to move back. We might be fighting the system, the regime, but we must think about the identity. Why have we lost the identity? I want to even say, within the country, within the continent, within this world, we have the resources which are enough for all of us. Therefore, we will need to overcome greed, arrogance, selfishness, and also xenophobia. If within this lost identity, who are you? How do you relate to others? How are others relating to you? In what category? Because all items have got an identity. Yes, we might be fighting each other on the basis of resources, on the basis of chairs, but I fully believe the world have enough resources, which is enough for us, all of us. As long as we overcome greed, arrogance, selfishness, and xenophobia. Friends, we need each other. We need each other with the true identity. That identity should be correct and true without any makeup. The identity, we need it. I need my identity. You need your identity. Why have we lost the identity? How can we restore the identity? I want to close by saying, we are all humans. Let us be human to each other. We are all humans. Let us be humans to each other. And how do we do that? By showing care, concern, growth, and development. Therefore, when we are showing care, concern, we should also be looking at betterment of each other. And when we do that, we as the human race or human species, we will restore our identity. I need to restore my identity. You need to restore your identity. And all of us, we are humans. Let us be humans to each other. Look after each other. Care for each other. Protect each other. And we must look for betterment of each other. Through that, I do believe the lost identity will be restored. I thank you very much. God bless. Thank you very much. I really would like to appreciate the time and the opportunity you take to watch what we present. Yes, I'm yours, Dr. Chililo Thomas Razirani of the Chikobi clan. Of course, I hail from the Limpopo province. In short, your self-introspection speaker who helps you to see yourself. I appreciate the time. What we would like to invite you to do is really to say, yes, can you like our videos? Can you also subscribe to our channel? And also share these videos to other people, because the value is on adding to other people. Yes, check the space for the new work, for the new videos. Yes, watch our website www.mindtowork.co.za for events which can be upcoming, so that we also meet and with each other. We really appreciate the time and the opportunity you take to add value to your own life, and also to harvest what you will use to add value to the other people. We thank you very much. God bless.